You know what time it is? It's time for another strawberry letter. Let's go get them. I suffered from a bad breakup in 2011, so I decided that I would leave boys alone, focus on school, and build my relationship with Christ for the entire year of 2012. I did that, and throughout the year I fasted and prayed that God would prepare me for my husband. Towards the end of last year, I began noticing one of the guys in my Bible study group was being a tad bit more friendly to me than the other females. I immediately prayed that God would reveal to me if he was someone I should get to even be involved with should anything ever happen. I fasted yet again and felt like God was telling me loud and clear that he was. I was baffled because I barely knew him. Long story short, we started dating a month or two later. The majority of the relationship has been a struggle for me because I'm used to being a loner and school takes up the majority of my time. I was going to stick it out because I felt like he was the one God had for me. So imagine my surprise when he starts distancing himself from me and then breaks up with me out of the blue. He said he felt that it wasn't the right time for us to be together because he wanted to improve himself. Naturally, I'm heartbroken, but my biggest concern is that I didn't hear God correctly because of how close God and I have gotten and how things fell into place. I was so confident that he was the one. So how can I get things? How did I wind up to be in this position? And she ends the letter right there. I'm gonna just cut right to the chase. I want to get you. Not get you, but get you. All right. This is my thing. Every man that you meet is not supposed to be your husband. So let's just take that off the list. Let's just scrape that one right on off your plate, all right? And this applies to a lot of women, which is why I wanted to do your strawberry letter. Just because you're praying for a husband and you happen to meet a man or you happen to catch a man's eye doesn't mean that's the guy that God had sent for you. Sometimes somebody is in your life to show you something, to teach you something, not necessarily to be, the one that you're going to spend the rest of your life with. Although, before I met and married my husband, I was engaged to another man. Let's just put that out there. I was engaged to another man. And I realize now that the relationship that I had with him was to teach me certain things. Teach me things about myself. Teach me things about men in general. I learned a lot about life and love throughout that relationship. I don't have any ill feelings or anything like that. It wasn't no bad breakup. I let him go because I realized that I required more. I required different things. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about that. My ex was a 5%er, which is to me very similar to a Muslim. And his belief system was definitely different from me growing up Christian. I was literally almost born on a pew. I am the daughter, granddaughter, stepdaughter, niece, all of that of preachers and teachers. So all I know is Christianity and my faith. And so for me to have somebody always questioning that was a problem. But to me, what I learned from that relationship with him was I had to have a Christian believing, God-fearing man. It wasn't enough that he was good to me, that he was nice, that he respected me, that he was faithful, all that kind of stuff. It wasn't enough for me. I needed a God-fearing man that I didn't have to defend my God to. That really, really bothered me. So when I met my husband, and my husband had been a Christian for a while, and he was just so into his faith, that was what attracted me to him. But I didn't know how much I needed that until I realized what I didn't have with him. So what I'm saying is, I hope you are rocking with me. I hope you're sticking with me. My point is, there may have been something that you needed to learn about yourself or about men through that relationship. God is always preparing you. You're already somebody who's praying and fasting for your husband, and I did the same thing, but God is always preparing you for the next step in life, no matter what that next step is. It might have been this job was preparing you to be better at this job. This situation might be making you better as a mother, making you better as a wife. God is always preparing you. You are always being prepared for whatever is the next step or the next level God is trying to bring you to. So I think that even though you think that it's a waste, you don't understand how you missed God, there is something that he needed you to get out of that relationship. This letter is too short. It wasn't involved enough. I don't know if you were intimate with this man. I don't know how far you went. You didn't say that. That's key to the story. Sometimes people do omit things in their letters to me. I don't know what all you were supposed to learn from that. But there was something that God wanted you to learn from that about either men or about yourself, which is preparing you for your husband. But he just clearly was not it. Or he may not have been the man. It may not have been the right timing. What he said to you may have been correct. Because I met my husband years ago. I had to move back home for like 2 years and we got back together. So it really was a timing thing. God, and in those 2 years, God was preparing us both. When I first met my husband the very first time, neither of us were Christians. Let's put that out there. You get what I'm saying? Neither of us were Christians. But over the 2 years that we were separated, our faith grew. And we both grew in our faith. So when we got back together, it was the right time. I just want to say that to you. And I think that's why I felt led to do your strawberry letter, because it sounds a lot like my story. You know, everything that I went through and, you know, with the accident, all of those things made me a better wife to my husband. It made me a better mother. What you went through in this situation right here, you may not see it right now. You know, a lot of times, I don't know if you've ever been to a museum. If you've ever been to a museum to see the paintings, when you're really up close on a painting, you can't get the full picture. It looks like a globby mess. It's not until you can step back that you can see the bigger picture. This relationship right here with this guy may seem like a globby mess. Up close, you just can't see it. God, what were you trying to show me? I just can't see it. It's not until you're able to take a step back you can see the bigger picture. There was something that you're supposed to learn from the situation. And what that guy told you may be true. It may be true. The timing may be off. You already said in the letter that you're busy with school and that's been your focus. You know, so maybe God's intention is for you to finish school first. And so that when you do get back with him, you're able to give him your complete focus. Only God knows that. I would say that you continue to pray about your situation and ask God, what were you supposed to learn? Instead of asking God, why did this happen to me? Ask God, what was this here to teach me? What did you want me to learn from this? People are always asking, why me? Why not you? There's something that God is preparing you for. No matter how, I'm about to preach, no matter how tough things are, bad breakups, losing your job, losing your home, losing things, God is always preparing you for something. He would never allow it. God, you know, the devil comes to kill, to steal, and destroy. So if something has been destroyed or just stolen from you, know that that's not God, but he will allow it. God comes so that you may have Jesus came so you can have everlasting life. God will allow it to teach you something, to get you to that next level. It may elevate your faith. It may elevate your confidence. There's something that you're supposed to learn from that. So I wanted to do this because some of you out there may be going through a similar situation and you don't understand why me? Why not you? There is something to this. Somehow, some way, when you're able to really take a good step back and look at your situation, you will see the bigger picture and what God had intended. We, with our finite minds, don't understand what God's purpose is immediately. But a lot of times, in retrospect, we do see it. Oh, I lost that job so that I would get this one. Oh, I wasn't his type because this guy is a million times better than him. Okay, I was with the 5%er to teach me that I was, even though he believed in God, we were still unequally yoked and that I needed a fellow Christian to be with. It's always but I had to step back from the situation first. When you're able to see what God truly intended, you'll realize that it was good for you that you had been afflicted and that God had a reason. It's always a purpose and a plan for everything. Everything happens for a reason. That's a true statement. Anyway, I hope I helped you and everybody else out there. I didn't mean to preach, but sometimes it bees like that sometime, all right? I love you guys. If you have anything positive to interject, be sure and do so in the comment section. If you like this video or any of my other videos, be sure to thumbs them up and also to like them, to share them on your Facebook, your Instagram, your Twitter, all that good stuff. You know, if negativity and just foolery can go viral, why can't positivity go viral? Why can't a positive video, somebody talking about God, somebody talking about love in the right way, with the right perspective, why can't positivity go viral? So I love when you guys share my videos because I think that other people need to hear them. If you learn and grow from them, why can't somebody else? Why don't you be a good friend and pass this off to your girlfriend and pass this off to your group at church, your singles group, for all you single ladies, I love you guys and I'll see you guys in the next video. Till next time, later divas and dudes.